Howdy all, Nursedude here, and tonight I have for you guys a pretty cool med pouch I'd like to share with you. It is made by Argonauts Tactical, and it is made in the USA, which is pretty darn cool. So I had originally been running a ITS Tactical tall boy pouch for the longest time with a rip-off module here, so that way I could take it out, you know, kind of put it in front of me and work on stuff. But one of the chief complaints I had was it is kind of just a pouch with, you just cram everything in there. I got stuff would fly out as I'm pulling it, and I kind of, you know, not really a workspace, so I was looking for something better. And at that time I found a Faro Concepts Roll One pouch, which I've already removed this because it's a pain to get in and out. So idea, this guy sits in here in this sleeve, gets pulled out, and then you can unfurl it and you get a nice little working tray to be able to do it. One of my chief complaints with this guy was that it's kind of hard to get everything in this really long linear shape, and then once you finally do, it's pretty stiff and doesn't want to really, you know, conform a little bit. And I know why they did it this way, you know, to kind of save space, but then the way that they mounted the Velcro on this is dead center without an offset, so it kind of just wobbles and flaps against your body, and it was pretty uncomfortable, to be honest. If you had it on your back, on your plate carrier, I think it would probably work out better, but I was running in the front on my chest rig with my nifty patch panel thing that I had showed you guys previously, which if you look down below, I'll put links for that one. And it worked out okay, but like I said, it really didn't conform to the body too well, and it was getting a little frustrating. So I started looking around and I found this guy. It's a lot bigger, as you can see, definitely has some more volume. And the really cool thing that I like about it is not only this mounting system, but as you can see here, if I can get it in the video just right, it is flat on this side and then protrudes forward, so that way it's not banging up and push against your body, and then it hangs really nice and neat in front of your plate carrier with your magazines and other stuff right over top of it. So it's pretty standard as far as the pouch is concerned. You pop this guy open, you rip it out, and we'll talk about this guy here in a couple seconds, and then you zip it open, and it is definitely a nice big pouch. I can fit everything I need on here. I have a couple compression bandages, some halo seals. I have a boo-boo kit hiding down here too. And then I also have, you know, Z-fold dressing, some quick clot, a cravat, naso, everything that I think that I might need to do that little bit of extra past just a blowout kit, and a little bit of extra room here too. And it zips up pretty compact, pretty nice. It has a spot for a tourniquet here on the outside if you so choose to wish to mount it there. Now, the thing that I find really cool about this design is their mounting flap. It is 100% reversible as far as mounting it. So what you can do in this current configuration, you can have your malice or swift clips in here to be able to get it across to a molly mount, whether that be on a belt or a chest rig, and boom, it pops open, set the actual pouch in here, Velcro it down, all good to go. Well, you want to do in a dangler setup. Pretty cool to be able to do this. Rip this guy out, flop it through the pouch, and boom, now you have it as a dangler setup. Let's say you don't need it this way, you need the Velcro the opposite direction. Well, that's pretty easy too. Push it through, and now you have it to dangler it again. I think this is really clever. I like the more narrow setup up here. It doesn't quite take as much, you know, space to be able to mount it, and I think that you get a little bit better purchase with it being taller versus wider as far as the contact patch area. And the mounting system, I think, is very clever. It works out really nicely. So I'll show you guys how I mounted it on my chest rig. We'll pull that up here and I'll show you how I got that on there. So in a previous video, I showed you guys how I kind of mounted this, and I edited it / modified it a little bit. Instead of having these two center guys looping down to be able to give me the Velcro on the facing the side of the body, I flopped it around and I have the Velcro facing away from my body. And I just noticed that this is upside down and it's going to drive me nuts, but it might be too much of effort to swap it back around. Anyways, so pretty simple. Feed this guy into here. Center it up nice and pretty. And it does take a little bit of finagle to get it in, but nothing too bad. And it is just slightly taller than the patch panel, which I just make that up with a little bit of a little bit of Velcro up there just to do it, and boom. Pretty quick, and as you can see, it sits flush against the body, and then it fits, don't hit the camera, pretty evenly with the chest rig overall. Yeah, you can feel it when you go down into the prone, but it's not too bad, and I like this idea way better than the roll one, which was always kind of a little bit cumbersome and pushing up against, you know, kind of your belly button, lower abdomen area, and just was uncomfortable overall. This I like way better, and I get a lot more room to put the things that I think I need in there versus just your standard kind of, you know, blowout kit. Well, if you guys like it, I will point you down to the description where I'll post a link. Currently, they only have an Etsy shop, which I believe they are working on a full-blown website. So check them out, and I will talk to you guys later.